Good morning, guys. So pretty early this morning. I think it's about a quarter till 8. I already got everybody fed. Um, we lost our farm cat, so I had to put her in our animal graveyard. But today I got to do something really quick. So y'all know I made the water catchment system out here to water the garden when we finish it. So, I got the tank set up, gutter on the barn, pumps into it right there. I got me a system where I can hook a water hose to it. The water hose reaches all the way down to past the raspberries, and everything's good, except when I hooked this up yesterday, I actually was looking and noticed that there is some green. Let me get up here and open this up and show you what I saw. Okay, so you see down in there, you see that's where the water drips on it, right? But you can see that green in there, that algae. Come on, focus. You can see that algae in there. So this is set up just to water our garden. I'm not even going to be watering our animals or anything with it. It's strictly for watering the garden. But I don't like the algae in there. I don't want to put any chemicals in there. So a while back, I guess I'll go ahead and do an update on this. About probably 6 or 8 weeks ago, I always have a problem with algae in my goats' water troughs. So I found a little article I read, and it said copper would stop that. Of course, copper and goats get along good. And there are so minute amounts of copper, even if I put copper in my water tank here, it will not hurt the plants, us, or anything else. Over years and years and years, it said without other amendments, you could build up enough copper in the soil to, maybe damage some of your microorganisms and stuff in there. But you can amend that, take care of it. But here's my point. So my goat's water trough, I want you to see this. So there's my goat's water trough. You can see that ring in there, and you can see the spots on the bottom. There is absolutely no algae at all growing in that water trough. None. And it's usually in full sun. I always have had a problem. So those two rings on the bottom there, whenever I first threw that copper in there was quite a bit of algae in there, and it immediately killed it off and actually, I don't know, made the rings on the bottom. But as you can see though, no algae in there. So I'm going to do the same thing with my water tank. I'm going to make me a spiral that goes into the top and is about as long, maybe 2 or 3 inches shorter than the trough. But I'm going to make this spiral out of copper in there and then hang it right under where the water comes in. And then, get over here where you can see. And then when the water comes in, it'll spin it and disperse it, is my thinking. Maybe stir the water up a little bit. I don't know. We're going to try it. I got nothing to lose. I do not want to put chemicals in it. I don't want to put bleach in it. I definitely don't want to put any chlorine in it. We're going to try the copper and see if that works. Like I said, this tank is just for watering our garden. So I emptied it last night. I had a hose down and we watered some stuff last night and left it run all night and emptied it. But as you can see, there's a chance of rain today and it's going to rain tomorrow. So I'm going to get a copper spiral made, like a wind chime almost, and let's see what we can come up with. Well, here's my copper. So I got some 1/4 inch copper line, and this is what I made that ring that's in the water trough out of. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull this cap off. I'm going to flatten the end of it where I can clamp it down. Plus, that's probably how I'll mount it somehow. But I got a piece of 4-inch PVC over there because it's what I seen, grabbed it quick, and I'm going to bend it around it and then open it up like a spring. So here we go. All right, so I flatten the end of it here. I'm going to clamp this. Let me go a little tighter. Now I'm going to try to just gently bend this around that. All right, I'm gonna cut that off. Well, here we go. So I flattened my end, I bent my coil, I searched around, and I found this little ball chain. So each one of these balls spins. So that ought to work like a really good bearing. We'll see how long it goes on the rust end, but you know, what can I say? This is what I found. I have some little copper wires that I stripped because I'm going to take and make a loop and wrap the copper around it to hold that. I have my lid to my tote. I got the front marked where I want this to hang from. I'm going to drill 2 holes in it and make a loop on the balls on it. And first thing I think we need to do is bend this where I'm going to attach it over to the center. Let's see what we can do here gently. So, does that look like it's fairly in the center, right? Next thing I want to do is I want to drill my 2 holes in my lid here. The reason why I'm drilling 2 holes is because I'm going to bring the chain up and loop it under and connect it underneath. All right, so 2 holes. Bring my chain in and then back through. Make a loop, right? So I'm going to wire these 2 together. Get me one of my little copper wires here. So you couldn't see with my hands in the way, so I didn't waste my time. But what I did is I put a couple copper wires wrapped around to hold that. All this still spins free. So what I'm going to do now, just as an extra safety measure, so I'm going to wrap a zip tie around right here. Kind of right in between my 2 copper wires. I'm going to pull it really, really tight. I'm going to cut that off. So now you can see my line, my cable hangs through there, or my ball chain hangs through there. So now I need to figure out how far down do I want this. I'm thinking probably somewhere in that area, right? So I will cut. That'll be down in the water the whole time. So I'm going to take and cut my chain here. I'm going to run my chain through my copper and check it and say, yeah, I'm thinking that far down. All right. All right. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to wrap. Grab a copper wire. I'm going to wrap a copper wire around it to tie it together. Pull this down here and give it a twist. Cut off my excess wire. Go ahead and do a second one just for the hell of it. And just for safety measures, go ahead and do a zip tie around it also. Cut off that little tab. So here's what I got. So now when the water comes rushing in right here, it's going to hit this and hopefully, let's see, spin it like that just to do some water dispersion. I don't know if it's going to work. We're all just testing this. So what I need now is from here to the bottom, I need to be 30 inches. Okay, so I got my tank all cleaned out, hosed out. What a pain in the butt. We want to stop that algae. But I got my part made right here. We're going to install it and do a test. Like I said, you can see I got my tank cleaned out. So you guys have to bear with me. This might be shaky and everything, but I don't know any other way to hold the phone, and my stand won't reach up here. And I'm just going to hold the phone and try to do this one-handed. Here's my part. Fits right in. Tight. See if we can see it in there. See it swinging in there. All right, so see it hanging in there? So just out of curiosity, I got a water hose here, and I'm gonna have to video it like this, but we'll see what happens. Let's see if it spins. So, we see it. Let's see if it spins. So, would you look at that? That's gonna spin pretty good, right? So now, when this goes in, and we get the rain, why not? It's gonna spin and maybe do some stirring on the tank. That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to, as the rain comes in, I'd like to maybe do some stirring on the tank and really try to get that copper to do its thing and kill the algae. But we'll do an update on it before very long.